Okay, so find yourself a good, comfortable seated position. If you're comfortable sitting flat on the floor, great. I am not. I have a bolster and a blanket. I felt most comfortable in the beginning of yoga actually sitting at the edge of a chair, so feel free to sit in a chair, just come to the edge, and when you get there, start becoming aware of your body. You don't have to change anything, just become aware of your butt in the seat. Maybe pay attention to your lower spine, middle of your back. See if you can raise your chest toward the sun. And tilt your chin just a little bit. And move with your head a little. And what you want to do is see if you can find a sweet spot where when you're taking in breath, you're getting the maximum amount of inhale, maximum, least amount of blockage, because your neck is straight, so you might tilt up, tilt down. Usually it's tilted and pulled back. Pull your shoulder blades back, relax your shoulders. Okay, and so yoga, the purpose of yoga is to still the whirlpools of the mind. And so the guys that were doing this in the early days, earliest days, 5,000 plus years ago, they would practice sitting in a position and stilling their mind. Well, what they wanted to do, the guys that got really good at it, is they learned how to practice and do it for hours, days, and there's legends of people doing it for months on end. And in order to do that, they have to have, whenever they get into a position like you're getting into now and you start paying attention, you're going to notice that, oh wow, I'm a little sore around my shoulder blades. I can't really sit up straight. My spine hurts in the middle whenever I do that. Anyway, you just have all these different kinds of awarenesses. And so what's beneficial with yoga is that with yoga, one of the ways that we'll still the mind is by focusing on our breath. And then we move into different positions, poses, so that we can get some of that breath down into the body, right? And so what was discovered was, through this experience, that there's 5 different bodies of human experience. There's the physical food body, right, which we're all keenly aware of. There's a breath or energy body, and so what they noticed is that this breath seemed to carry energy through the system. And that energy is called prana, and prana is described as the life force that runs the cosmos. So if that's true, I'd like to get some of that into my system. Even if it's just the mythology around that, it's fine. It has a profound effect on your psychology. And so then we go to the mind body, and that's where your psychology gets affected with some of these thoughts, right? Things become more poetic. And then we continue, what they then discovered is that they continued to breathe and continued to go into the silence, that then they could go into what was the intuitive mind, right? And then after achieving the intuitive mind, they're able to go into the bliss body, the intuitive body, and then the bliss body. The mind, so we have the flesh body, the breath body, energy body, the mind body, the intuitive body, and finally the bliss body. And you've seen pictures of people who live or have been able to attain the bliss body and live there. One of the most interesting stories that I've heard recently, it may be a legend, but about a year or two ago, there's a young man that sat in one position for I think the rumor is 10 months. Discovery Channel went and looked at him, kept a camera on him for 3 days without any kind of movement. And he was so in his bliss body that he had every bit of his mind. The reason we want to still the whirlpools of our mind is so that we can teach our mind to think the thoughts that we want it to think. And so this guy was in his bliss body, and he's taken all of his attention to focusing on God. And so he's in the state of like Moses on his knees before the burning bush, right? And that, alone with the prana, the breath, is enough to sustain his life for 10 months. that's a game I'm interested in playing, and if you guys would like, we can start playing it now together. Thanks.